last whisper in the forest. It was a cold night in October when me and two of my friends, Hassan and Faraz, decided to go camping deep inside the Kallar Kahar forest. We had been planning this trip for weeks. The idea was simple: get away from the noise of the city, sit under the stars, and tell some scary stories around a bonfire. We reached the forest before sunset. It was quiet, too quiet, but we liked it. It felt like the perfect place to chill. We set up our 3 tents in the spot. In the middle, we built a campfire. The fire crackled and warmed our hands as darkness slowly took over the trees around us. We laughed, roasted marshmallows, and told silly ghost stories. The forest was cold but beautiful. The trees looked like tall shadows under the moonlight. Everything felt peaceful until around midnight. That's when the first strange thing happened. Hassan was telling a story about a lost hiker when we heard something behind the trees. A stick broke. Snap. We all looked toward the sound. At first, we thought it was just a deer or maybe a wild animal. But the sound came again. Another snap. Closer. We stood up and held our flashlights. The beams of light hit the trees, but we saw nothing. Just fog. Cold, thick fog rolling between the trunks. Then Faraz laughed nervously. "Maybe the ghost from your story is real," he joked. We laughed too, but deep down, none of us really thought it was funny. We decided to check it out, just to be sure. So we walked a few steps into the forest with our lights. And that's when we saw them. 2 women's, standing far in the forest. They were both staring at us very strangely. We froze. Faraz whispered, "Do you see that?" They were wearing white and their hair were long. Then after a few seconds, they started walking deep into the forest. We ran. We ran back to the campfire, breathing hard. We didn't say anything for a while. Just sat there, staring into the fire, trying to forget what we saw. But then, we noticed something else. There were 4 cups placed near the fire. We only had 3. One of them was not ours. It was old, dusty, and filled with what looked like black water. None of us brought it. We decided to go into our tents and lock the zippers tight. We all agreed. No one leaves their tent till morning. I lay in the tent, staring at the top of the tent. I couldn't sleep. The forest outside was completely silent again. Too silent. Until I heard something, whispering, soft, like someone saying something over and over again. I held my breath. It was coming from just outside my tent. Then, something touched the side of my tent. A finger, slowly sliding down the fabric. I wanted to scream, but I stayed still. I waited for hours. Finally, morning came. The sun rose. Birds chirped. I slowly opened the tent and stepped out. The others came out too. All of us had pale faces and dark eyes from fear. Hassan said he heard someone crying outside his tent. Faraz said he saw a shadow walking between the tents. Hassan didn't sleep at all. We packed everything quickly. None of us wanted to stay a second longer. As we walked back to the car, Faraz stopped. "Guys," he said, "where's the 4th tent?" We turned around. Behind the campfire, deep in the trees, was another tent. Old, torn, covered in leaves. We didn't place that there. We ran. We never spoke of that night again. But sometimes I still hear that whisper when I close my eyes. And every now and then, I check my backyard to see if a 4th tent has appeared, just in case. The end.